Internet allows me to create, and it's a great tool. I can't go a day without it anymore because everything's connected to it. But guess what? The internet also made everything feel urgent. And that's the title of this episode of the Books by Josh, Audio Immersion, episode 104. The internet made everything feel urgent. What do I mean by that? It's created a new trend in society where we want things now. We have the power to get answers instantly. You can talk to your phone with your voice. You don't even have to type it anymore and use the AI assistants and say, hey, what's the conversion kilometers to miles? Things like that. We don't have to retain as much information. But, like I said, the internet's great. So, how does this affect everyone? Well, I don't know about you guys, but short form content has become a big thing to me because I start doom scrolling at times. So, I'll see a video and then I'm like, okay, that was cool. Let me see. Did what, 20, 30-second videos, maybe a minute? Yeah, just one more video can't hurt, and you're just stuck there. It can lead to spending an hour, two a day just scrolling reels, YouTube short TikToks. Doesn't sound like that bad, but it adds up. Just like everything, it adds up, and you spend a lot of time on it. This isn't anything new. The way companies make money is through attention. The way I make money is through your attention as well. I have a podcast, I write books, I have other podcasts. I'm getting your attention, and that pays me. Let me put this into old school terms. The television. Television started out, houses had one at most. For modern families, some houses didn't have TVs when they first came out because they were expensive. And guess what? Once television started coming into more homes, they started creating shows that had storylines that made you want to watch to get your attention. And here's the thing, if you like one show, let's say Happy Days, it's just one episode a week, one new episode, 30 minutes. But it guarantees your attention every week at the same time. Set a schedule. Then we go into DVD rentals, like Netflix, or even before that, VHS for Blockbuster Hollywood home videos. The thing is, you can go and get shows to get your attention. You're like, hey, I want to go get that movie. I want to go see that movie. I want to rent the first season of Friends. So that's nothing big. But the problem was when streaming started. Streaming's great if you think about it because you can pay for what you want to watch. And it's easier than physical media because the internet allows you to just watch on your device. Problem is, Netflix started with House of Cards. They released the entire season all at once so you could binge watch something. Now that you can binge watch things and it just starts auto playing, you're stuck there. And that's why short form is the new version of that. Because you're interacting with it. With Netflix, you're not interacting with it. It automatically plays. Then if you don't press anything for a while, they're like, are you still watching? With short form, you're just scrolling. Because you're interacting with it, you feel involved. Like, oh, this was cool. Oh, I don't like that one. What's the next one? So it has your attention. And of course, you can use that time for other things. But another thing about the scrolling is people can send you reels and stuff, but you also, on certain social media platforms, you want to take a look at your favorite creator. Hey, look, they're on vacation. Oh, look, they did that. That's cool. Then you start thinking about other things like, hey, I follow a lot of these business people. I follow Gary Vee. I follow this person, that person. They talk about, oh, hustle, blah, blah, blah. I've watched podcasts, but I'm not successful compared to them. It makes you second doubt where you are in life. And honestly, You keep trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's a famous saying. You're over here trying to say, "Oh, I think I should be at this point in life," but are you? No two people are alike. You guys have different jobs, different families, backgrounds, skill sets. It's kind of bad for you because you start warping your sense of reality. You could be an 18-year-old listening to this and thinking, hey, if you don't have a Lamborghini by age 25, are you successful? No, that's not something you should think about because your lives are different. You don't want to compare yourself. There's a testament that says, don't covet thy neighbor's things. Don't want what your neighbor has. Jealousy, you know? So, with social media in its peak right now, in my opinion, it makes people just see what's being shown. What do I mean by that? Well, you don't know the person who's posting a vacation if they went into massive debt to go on that vacation. You don't know if they're one paycheck away from being on the streets. You don't know the whole story. They can project a certain image. It's like a fake guru online who shows off, oh, pictures in the private jet, oh, the supercar. They have LV everything, all designer, the Rolex on the wrist. You can rent a photo op with a jet or a supercar. You pay for that. You get the photos for day. You have different outfits, you know, so it looks different. You can buy fake luxury goods. You can buy a fake watch. So you don't know if that person's telling the truth. It's like followers. You can buy followers. So that's the thing. Don't do that. The internet made everything feel urgent. Makes you want to post. Say, hey, guys, what should I do? This just happened. A lot of people are oversharing online. And a lot of people lost their jobs because of TikTok, trying to get gram famous, trying to become influencers by posting videos at work when they're violating company guidelines. So even though I've had a podcast for many years now, when I was active at a job, I never talked about that job at all because I wanted to follow company guidelines. So the main thing here, so we talked about comparing yourself because you're sitting there trying to see why you're not at that point in your life. You talked about doom scrolling, how you just get caught up in there because of the quick content. And like I said, the interacting with it, swiping, makes it kind of like a game like Tinder. But now, let's talk about productivity pressure. You have so many tools at your hand, and you say, hey, I should be more productive. I'm paying this money to use this tool, I'm not using it. Like, what's wrong with me? Hey, this person's able to have five, six businesses. Why can't I have one? You're still comparing, but you're under a pressure that you're putting on yourself, you're imposing on yourself to be productive just because you have all these tools in front of you. A lot of creators are burnt out because of the pressure they put on themselves from creating. And let's talk about one of the tools I use, AI. AI could be good, AI could be bad. There's been misinformations using AI. So that's why when you upload a video to YouTube, it asks was anything altered with AI, like a person, voice, thing like that. And it's scary. But like I said, AI has allowed me to create in a different way and assist me in creating my content. Could I go back to a workflow without AI? Yes. But it would require lots of creating on my end because of the jobs I've assigned to the AI. But then you have brain rot that's created with AI and misinformation spread in stories that are made for kids. So that's the problem. Let me ask you a question now that we've sat here for 10 minutes. When's the last time you were able to sit quietly with your own thoughts? I told you literally in the first minute, I don't think I could live for a day without the internet. For music, how do we get our music? To the internet. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, subscriptions are overpriced." I'm going back to iPod. I'm going back to an MP3 player. I have a Kindle just to read, things like that, because they don't want subscription-based devices. So that's still fine and dandy. But when's the last time you actually sat quietly with your own thoughts and thought? Me, personally, when I need to think, I go for a walk. I go in Manhattan, walk a bridge, 59th Street Bridge or Manhattan Bridge, are my favorite ones. But I get outside and walk. And that's how I brainstorm. But with the internet, you'll get a notification on your phone. And it's funny because you'll randomly get a notification for an app that you haven't used for a while. Like Domino's will randomly say, "Hey, did you want to order pizza? We had this special." Or randomly, Instagram, this person posted something. You're like, let me go take a look. It grabs your attention. We're at a point right now that everything's fighting for attention, that we can't sit quietly anymore. We have a show on TV, especially the younger generation, and they're on their phone. Or they have a YouTube video playing in the background and watching another YouTube video. It's insane. And that's the thing. The internet made everything feel urgent. If you want to purchase something, you see an ad on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, and you're like, "Oh, snap, let me take a look at that." And you just buy it because it's so easy. You see a product someone's wearing, you use circle search and find it, and then you're like, "You know what? Let me order that." Back in the day, you did research before you did a big purchase. What's a big purchase? Let's say over $100. You want to buy a coat? You go to a store, you try it on, you see how it looks. Maybe you ask a friend, come with you. Nowadays, you could just buy the coat online. If you don't like it, you return it. But bing, bang, boom, you know? One, two, three. Same for shoes. Society has shifted. Everything feels urgent. If it's not there in a day or two, it's taking too long. And I'm like you guys. I like it to come quick too. Why should I go get groceries, drive to the supermarket if I can get Walmart to deliver it for me? You know? Let me order everything there and have them deliver it. That way, guess what? I don't have to leave the house. It's the convenience. The internet made everything too convenient. You want everything now. Show comes out. We don't want to watch it weekly. We just want to binge it. Wait for all the episodes to come out streaming. Because we can't wait anymore. And that's the problem. It's hard to think clearly anymore. It's hard to wait. We don't have delayed gratification. We want everything now. And back in the day, it wasn't like that. In today's economy, in today's world, guess what? Delayed gratification is needed. You need to have delayed gratification because real success, real progression, real investments take time. We're falling prey to get rich quick schemes. Let's go drop shipping. Let's do this. But we're not taking time to actually say, "Hey, to make wealth, let me save and invest. Let me budget. Let me get out debt. I want to get good results at the gym. I want to lose weight. No, let me buy these new medicines, Ozempic or whatever, to lose weight fast. No, let's hit the gym, let's put in the work, put in the effort. You want something, work for it. When something's given to you, you're gonna not appreciate it as much. But when you work for it, you gain appreciation for it because it reminds you of all the blood and sweat you put into it. That's why they said, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime because he actually has to work for it. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. But that's it for this episode of the Books by Josh audio immersion.